In this video, we're taking a closer look at natural versus synthetic vitamins and the impact on your health. When I was a little girl, we actually had to replace our entire sewage system because the pipes were really old and we lived in an old farmhouse and that sort of thing. So I remember this story really clearly because it impacted me a lot, and it impacted my mom a lot too, and her choices around vitamins and minerals and what we ended up doing in the future. And what happened was, as this gentleman was, doing his job, which is cleaning up our sewer system and rebuilding it and all that, he obviously spent a lot of time seeing poop and what came out the other end of a human on a regular basis. And my mom and him got into this conversation about vitamins, and his experience was that he just constantly saw these whole, these vitamins, the pill itself, the whole pill coming out, and realizing that for him anyways, that it was a complete waste of money to even put into, to put into that. Like, why would you even bother? Because they're not even digesting. And that really struck my mom because she was giving us vitamins, obviously, and she was very much into holistic health. And what we ended up finding out was that there's a big difference between synthetic vitamins and natural vitamins. So what you'll find is most of the nutrients that you do get online or at your local pharmacy are really a waste of your money. And it's sad because that means your health is actually at a risk. Taking even the highest recommended dosage of these particular commodity style vitamins and minerals generally will not result in receiving the nutrient levels that your body requires, that it really actually needs. In fact, it can also cause a lot of unwanted side effects. A lot of these vitamins and minerals have been heated to a level where they're nutrient depleted anyways. We all know that at least those of us in the health field know that when you heat a mineral to a certain level or degree, it actually does what's called like has a denaturing effect. It's kind of like when you cook an egg and you see the whites of the egg go from that clear gel-like substance into the white. And so it denatures, or it basically cooks the mineral and creates a form of mineral that doesn't digest properly in the body, or requires a whole bunch of manipulation with enzymes and other nutrients, and just draws out of your body the things that you're actually trying to put back in, and it draws all those things out just to try to digest the vitamin in the first place, or that supplement that you're taking in the first place. So that's one of the major things that I've noticed and that I've read through literature and looking into this problem. And just to expand on that thought, I just want to give you an idea of what synthetic versus natural nutrients really are. Generally, when you're looking at synthetic nutrients, as I said, they've kind of been cooked, they're artificial, they're sort of added in, they're particularly made in a laboratory, so there's lack of sunlight, there's lack of life. We do have to remember that there is an impact on the type of nutrient that you're taking in. If you're getting fortified vitamin C from some source that's been created in a lab versus a vitamin C that's been created by nature, say with an orange or something like for instance, our camu extract, which is, one of the highest whole food sources of natural vitamin C that you can get, there is a big, big difference on the impact and level of nutrient, and also the vibrational. We have to remember there's a vibrational frequency aspect to all of the nutrients that we get as well. So what you're going to get from nature versus something made in a laboratory under a bunch of fluorescent lights with a bunch of chemical backgrounds, that's huge. That's huge. And the depletion in vitamin efficacy, right? What you absorb, what you get, is going to make a big difference as well. The other thing that you want to consider is that there can be a risk of overconsumption. Let's say this particular synthetic vitamin does digest really well in your body in particular. You can have excessive intakes of certain vitamins and minerals, which can lead to too much. Taking vitamin C, for instance, in a synthetic format, which is particularly made, and I don't know if you know this, but if you've heard our other videos, but it's really important to understand, a lot of those are made from petrochemical backgrounds. So, ascorbic acid, for instance, if I can say that word, ascorbic acid has a petrochemical background. So that's obviously not going to be really good for your body versus, of course, like I said, the camu berry, which is a natural source, or, the orange, or a vitamin C from an apple or something like that. So the overconsumption can actually lead to other problems. We know that taking too much vitamin C, for instance, can lead to nausea and diarrhea and, all kinds of gastrointestinal upset. Now, typically, when you're taking a vitamin C supplement, you're also going to be absorbing more iron, right? So there's those, vitamins that work together as well. And if you are someone that has potentially issues with an over accumulation of iron in your body, then that can be a problem. Now, again, the flip side of that is if you're iron deficient, it's really good for you to get high doses of vitamin C, but they need to be in the dose and the amount that your body needs in particular. And so these are all things to consider when you're taking these synthetic vitamins. Like, what are you getting? What are you actually absorbing? Your body's going to do it differently than mine, for instance, and things like folic acid. So in a case where you've got methylation problems, potentially MTHFR, for instance, if you've got a vitamin that's full of folic acid, well, with the MTHFR genome situation, you can't actually digest that, and you've got to have a methylated source or a pre-digested source of the folate, and methylfolate is what they call it. So if you're not able to digest that, well, then you're getting a toxic level of folate in your body, and that's going to lead to other issues. So these are all things to consider, again, when you're choosing synthetic versus natural. Other vitamins that have been reported to have negative side effects in the overconsumption area, beyond iron and vitamin C and folic acid, are things like vitamin E. Vitamin E has been reported to increase the risk of certain types of cancers. Vitamin A, beta carotene, right, our carrot vitamin, or at least that's the one that most people recognize it with, that can cause toxicity and actually be fatal in different ways, which is pretty crazy, but also, many studies are out about that. Calcium deposits, people end up getting these sort of, I guess, for lack of a better word, it's like too much calcium in the body has to sort of package it and put it in certain areas. It's generally areas like joints, and, we get joint pain, and we're still taking those calcium vitamins for osteoporosis and things like that, when we should be looking more at your magnesiums and your base level minerals that actually build the alkalinity in the body so you can absorb the right amount of calcium. So there's a lot of things to consider, a lot of things to really think about, with the absorption, the lack of absorption with synthetic versus overabsorption with synthetic as well. And of course, the background of where they come from. Like, how do you make a synthetic vitamin E? How do you make a synthetic vitamin C? As I said, petrochemicals are used in a lot of these chemical recreations, and it's obviously going to have an impact on the bottom line of your health. Lastly, I just want you to consider the alkalinity factor as well. So I sort of mentioned that just a second ago, but if you've watched any of our videos, and if you're familiar with us at all, you know that here at Miracle Products, we definitely consider the alkalinity factor of your body, because we believe and know from our point of view that the alkaline factor of your pH is going to have an incredible impact on whether you stay in health for all of your life or in ill health for most of your life. And so if you're the kind of person that is potentially taking these synthetic vitamins, you could be increasing your acidity, right? That baseline pH that requires you to draw all kinds of other nutrients from your body on a consistent basis to have to balance it, because your pH balance needs to be in the more alkaline state. Now, if you throw in the fact that most people are also taking a lot of pharmaceuticals, and those are all very much in the acidic range as well. And then potentially you're eating a diet that's low in nutrients. So you're eating a diet of chips and, sodas and coffees and all these kinds of stimulant type foods that are very low in pH, right? They're very, very acidic. Your body will be having to consistently battle that pH level. And again, this leads to, when your body's constantly having to balance that pH level, it's constantly having to cleanse and heal and repair, and it's just doing all this work, you're going to find that you're probably feeling lethargic, you're potentially quite dehydrated, your cognitive ability is not up where it should be. And so, again, all of these factors lead to an overall lack of health or healthy type body. And so you want to keep your pH levels high. And we know that natural minerals, natural forms of vitamins allow the body to stay within a really healthy pH range, allow it to be consistently in that absorbing and healing and repair range that you want to stay in for the majority of your life. So I hope this helps you to understand the difference between these two types of vitamins and where you're getting your nutrients, and really help you just take a closer look at maybe where you can make some improvements and upgrade your health, sort of up level your lifestyle and create more energy and health and joy and just vitality in your life. We would love for you to come and visit our website. It's miracleproducts.shop. We are extremely focused on alkalization, extremely focused on giving you information around the healing and repair mechanisms of your body, and very, very much focused on not only natural, organic, phenomenal, mineral supplements, because for us, the mineral baseline is where we begin. This is your foundation. Nothing is absorbed, nothing is, healed or repaired in your body. Everything takes a mineral. More specifically, or most specifically, magnesium. So we'd love for you to come check us out. We'd love for you to like and subscribe and share this information with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, please contact us. You'll find a contact us page on our website, and we're more than happy to answer your personalized questions. Thank you. See you soon.